Hello everyone. So I know video content has been kind of slow for me lately, and that's just because I haven't really had anything to do, but that's going to change for today. So today, or actually last night, I picked up a RB25 turbo, the whole engine for 500 bucks. Here, I'll show you guys. Yeah, pretty, well, I guess not complete, but parts of an RB25. So here's the block. It's probably gonna need a rebuild, but whatever. Here's the transmission. Looks like this is from an RB20 because, you know, it's really small, but you really can't complain for 500 bucks. It also came with a stock fuel rail and injectors. There's the spark plug valley cover. The valve covers and the head are back there. And also, it came in this HKS intercooler. Pretty nice. Some kind of fuel rail, upgrade injectors, a couple of gaskets, and yeah. But most importantly, it came with this turbo. So check this out. HKS GTRS bolt-on upgrade for the RB25, and it is a ball bearing turbo. So I've seen these things retail, well, I've seen them sell used for like around 1,100 bucks. So considering I got the whole engine and this turbo for 500 bucks, I scored. So this will be today's little project, is installing this turbo into my RB25 swapped R32. So as of right now, it is running the stock turbo. And just from looking at this, everything should bolt up the same, including the lines. You see this plate. So I guess Garrett makes his turbo. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just going to start by taking off all the piping and stuff. And then I think the turbo should be pretty easy to take off. There's a lot of space in here. Now with all that piping removed, I'll have lots more room to work on the turbo here. So next steps is going to be taking off these bolts onto the manifold, and then the downpipe bolts, a couple of lines, and then that should be it for the turbo. Just started removing the lines, and of course making a mess of coolant. Okay, so that's the turbo out. It took about an hour to get her out. It's not that bad of a job. Alright, so here are the turbos side by side. Now this is obviously the stock one, and then this is the GTRS. So they look about the same size. So here's the stock turbo. A lot of oil pooling up in there. So I guess this really was burning oil. That makes some noise too. No shaft play though. Now this one, no noise when it spins. I don't see any signs of oil burning, oil leaking. So this should be good to go. Did I mention there's no shaft play? Yeah, there's no play. Now unfortunately, these are different sizes, so tomorrow I gotta go buy some AN fittings so I can get this thing back in the car. Alright, so 1 week later, I have all the stuff that I need to install this into my car. So I'm converting to AN fittings, and then I also had to get a new oil drain, just because the OEM one is way too big. Pretty big difference. So there's that. The other side too. And then I actually had these lines laying around just on my shelf. It's that RB25, I think it was P2M. But anyways, I had that laying around, and that's perfect because it's exactly what I needed. Oh yeah, and since this HKS turbo is a ball bearing turbo, you do need this oil feed restrictor. Now we come up over here, and here's the oil feed line, and somewhere in there there's one of them, and it doesn't want to focus, but that shiny thing back there also an AN fitting for the coolant. So now let's install it into the car. Alright, there you go. It's all back together. You can kind of see the turbo in there. New lines and stuff. Alright, let's start up.
Okay, about to get out and test the new turbo. Here we go. See how it goes. Fly off.
It's definitely a lot more noisy.
Oh yeah, a lot of noise.
Like, you hear the turbo a lot.
A lot of turbo noise for sure. Still noisy even though your windows are up. The windows are up, still noisy.
So that was at 13 psi.
13?
Yeah, 13.
see it?
No, you really can't.
But you can hear it.
You can definitely hear it. I'm actually thinking about getting a new manifold.
Well, top mount.
I'm thinking more like GTRS style. Obviously, I'm gonna want to get a tune too, but
It ran okay.
seems to be running fine. Like all the AFRs are good and stuff. I won't push it like crazy, but I think it's still enough to have fun with it.
Yeah, probably more power in it if you like get a tune.
Yep. Good, eh? Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. I will see you guys next time.